Noon, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 4. I'm Tram Mai. With tomorrow being opening day for our Arizona Diamondbacks, we have a very special announcement today for D-backs fans. That's why Troy Hayden is live at Chase Field. And Troy, can you give us a bit of a hint about the coming announcement without giving it away?
No hints. Come on.
Oh! We apologize for that, but luckily we're going to get it fixed and we're going to go back out to Troy. I guess he was a little too excited, so went out like that. Okay, well, on to other news. Our first big story at 4, friends and family gathered today to honor the life of a longtime Arizona politician and advocate, Congressman Raúl Grijalva. Grijalva proudly served his community for 51 years on the Tucson City Council, Pima County Board, and in Congress. He died at the age of 77 after being diagnosed with lung cancer last April. 12 News journalist Bram Resnick is in Tucson for the funeral. And Bram, we know that Grijalva was loved and respected by politicians on both sides of the aisle.
He truly was, and by the people he served. Raúl Grijalva, the Tucson-born son of a guest worker from Mexico, was eulogized by a governor, a former Speaker of the House, a former cabinet secretary, right here at the historic San Agustin Cathedral in downtown Tucson. Hundreds of mourners packed the cathedral for the 2-hour funeral mass officiated by former Bishop Gerald Kakanis. Congressman Grijalva was an elected public servant in southern Arizona for half a century on the school board, city council, county board, and for 22 years in Congress. The eulogies were a mix of the political and the personal. Here's a sample.
And as I sat with the weight and prayed over the weight of this task to speak to this today, I could almost hear Raúl's voice in the back of my mind saying, "Make it good, mija," that he never forgot where he came from. He believed in the power of working people.
He was a tireless voice for protecting the beauty of God's creation as we gather in this cathedral, for advancing environmental justice for all.
He led in a quiet but very strong way that steered people in the right direction. And he left the ladder down for others to climb.
Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi said there were about 50 current and former members of Congress, Democratic and Republican, at the funeral. Bishop Kakanis saluted all of them. And coming up at 6, we'll hear from Congressman Grijalva's 3 daughters. One of them might run for his seat. Live in Tucson, Bram Resnick, 12 News.
Bram, thank you so much. You know, we talked about earlier at 1 o'clock the thing that you'll remember most about Raúl Grijalva, but I'm wondering, after today's service, obviously it was so touching, so emotional, what struck out to you most?
Person after person speaks to his authenticity. We heard it inside the cathedral. We heard it just a few moments ago at the El Casino Ballroom, where a celebration of life was being held. Raúl Grijalva is without a doubt the most authentic politician I've ever met. No matter what situation he was in, he was always the same, dealt with you the same way. I just spoke to a man who kind of cornered Grijalva a while ago when he came out of a bathroom and wanted his help on a campaign, and Grijalva said, "Sure, come in my office." That's the kind of guy he was, and he leaves quite a legacy here.
Yeah, so genuine. All right, Bram, we look forward to hearing more stories about Raúl Grijalva. Thank you.